Hey you! If you're enjoying Skyline REM and want to help make it happen, you can apply to join our backstage team in the description of this video. If you don't have the time or means, don't sweat it. Subscribe, leave a like, and enjoy the video instead.
No, that won't work. Ugh!
Admiral?
What are you doing here? I didn't give you permission to enter.
We couldn't help but overhear your outburst. We wanted to make sure you were alright.
I'm fine. Everything is under control.
Are you sure, Admiral? If you require any help.
I said I'm fine. I can handle this issue myself. Now stay out of my business and return to your duties now.
Yes, Admiral.
It's just one thing after another.
Just make it. I only know how to pull myself apart. I never thought I'd go this far, but I won't the spark is over now. Run away, out of time. Find a place where I can never hide. I let it burn, change, or even try. Let it burn, I'll never be coming back. 'Cause I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. I'm hoping somebody will say losing my mind. Cause I'm losing my mind.
You and Ellis walk up the steps toward Latona Gate slowly, your legs aching. Ellis groans as she reaches the final step, and she drops to her knees. Oh my god! This is the worst day ever. Come on, Ellis, was it that bad? Ellis raises an eyebrow as she looks over at you. Says the guy who didn't have to chase Lucky into the ocean. You consider her answer before looking down toward Lucky. The small, fluffy dog has pure white hair and deep brown eyes. He wears a large red collar and a golden medallion dangling from the center. He pants at you and Ellis before giving you both an enthusiastic bark. You devil! Ellis glares at the dog. How could you say that to this little rascal? You kneel next to the dog and pat his head. He's just having some fun, isn't that right, buddy? I smell like salt water, Ellis states plaintively. What about that is fun? Okay, well, I mean, but you tripped and fell into the water. It was kinda. You look back up at Ellis as your statements gets cut off in your throat. Ellis gives you the most intimidating death glare you've ever seen on a person. Her eyes blaze with fury. What was that? Nothing! That's what I thought. Well, the good thing is that we're almost done. Yeah, isn't that great? Ellis sighs as Lucky's tail wags, and he waddles over to sit in her lap. She sits on her hand stubbornly as she looks down at him. Who doesn't have the time to walk their own dog? If you aren't going to take care of it, then don't get a dog. What? You could just be extra busy today. It wouldn't be the only ones, you continue mindlessly. You look out over Farm Marketplace below, and your eyes linger toward the ocean. You squint to catch sight of the Cathedral of Unity in the distance. Ellis notices this and frowns at you. She picks up Lucky and straightens up. You've had that distant look on your face this entire time. What the heck is going on? I've got a lot on my mind. That's all. Uh-oh. That's not good, she states plainly. What? What's that mean? You're thinking. Every time that happens, you end up doing something illegal. What? Hey! I do plenty of legal things when I think, thank you very much. Spill, what's up? It's complicated. I'm just worried about London. Who? What? I told you about her! She's the Animan priestess that I hang out with, remember? The one that someone's trying to get rid of? Oh, that London. Alice nods. What about her? Vincent locked her in her room, and now she can't leave. Guess that's what happens when people try to kill you. Why are we caring about that? Alice tilts her head at you. Lucky comedically tilts his head simultaneously as he pants. Because I know she's not happy in there. She fought really hard to be able to figure this out herself, but now she's stuck in there because I couldn't protect her. Wow, that must suck, being a prisoner. Alice replies monotonously. I can't even go to see her to make her feel better. She's probably feeling lonely right now. The only person she can talk to now is Vincent. Ugh! Uh-huh. Alice messes with Lucky's ears. Again, why do we care? Well, Alice! You frown at her. 'Cause London's our friend. Your friend. What? She could be your friend if you gave her a chance. I met her once at the Golem tournament and we never spoke again. I'm not interested in making friends with random priestesses. I couldn't care less, actually. She sets Lucky down and points at you. And you shouldn't care either. What have I always said? Look out for number one. Don't put unnecessary effort into other people when you could be putting that effort into taking care of yourself. But I want to care about her. You shake your head. In a friendly way, like friends do. And I don't like my friends being miserable. And I don't like having this conversation multiple times, but here we are. She throws her arms up in the air. It doesn't matter, and it doesn't concern either of us. She motions back down to the dog. Now, can we get back on track and finally return this guy before he finds another body of water to jump into? Oh, right. Their house is back in Waterside, right? Let's go. Okay. Just gotta bring the dog back, and then all should be good. Crap, what's the best way of getting to Waterside? This way? Okay. They're up here? Oh, right, yeah, they were. Okie dokie. Hello? You and Alice knock on the client's door patiently, with Lucky in your arms. A door opens moments later, and the same older woman from earlier stands on the other side. There you both are. I hope Lucky didn't cause you too much trouble. Actually, he was great! No issues here! Alice shoots you an annoyed glare before sighing. Yeah, sure. That. Oh, wonderful to hear. She beams. You offer the dog back to her, and she accepts him happily. Aw, who's a good boy? I hope you got lots of exercise. She pauses. Lucky, why do you smell like seawater? You and Ellis both glance at one another. We just took him for a short walk across the beach. He got excited by the water. Alice nods in agreement. Ah, I see. Woman nods. He's always enjoyed chasing after the waves. He's so silly like that. Alice grits her teeth. Yup, silly. Easy, Alice. You turn back to the elderly woman. It was our pleasure to help walk your dog. Enjoy the rest of your day, miss. Wait, she stops you before you leave. Isn't there anything I could give you? I have some copper coins on me. Hand it over. No, don't! You don't have to do that. You place a hand on Alice's shoulder. We're just happy to do a good deed for this community. You could say we're even servicing it, right, Alice? Right, she says with a thin smile. Oh, isn't that nice of you two? Well, good luck with that, the woman says. Say goodbye, Lucky. The dog barks at you both from the woman's arms. Take care of yourselves! The woman closes the door and vanishes into her home. The minute she's gone, Ella snaps her head at you. Get your hand off unless you want to lose it. Yep! You take your hand off Ella's shoulder and jump back, nervously sweating. Look, see? Job done! Oh, that wasn't too bad, right? I don't see why we couldn't take the money when she was offering it to us, Alice says to you. Because if we took it, it wouldn't be community service. The point of it is to do nice things for people out of the goodness of our hearts. She blinks at you. Ugh. You're almost done with your service hours too, right? Alice takes out a folded sheet of paper from her pocket. She uses a charcoal pencil to take a couple of notes before looking over the entire paper. Something like that. I've gotten maybe 2/3 of my hours in. Well, great, that just means there's one more third to go. Kill me now. Well, chin up, you nudge her playfully. I'll be with you every step of the way. That's even worse. You begin to walk out of Waterside Grove to return to the tavern in Latona. However, as you make it to the entrance of the district, you overhear a number of loud noises coming from the gates of the city. Huh? What's that? I don't know. Shouting? Her eyes glitter. Where there's shouting, there's drama. And where there's drama, there's a chance for a couple of extra coins. Hey, remember the Golem tournament? I don't know if that's the best example of... Come on! She grabs your arm and begins to drag you after her. Let's check it out. What? Can you quit doing this, Alice? Alright, and here we go, I guess. I wonder what that shouting is about, I guess. Near the gates? I hope something isn't wrong. This way. Aha! This has got to be the way. Yeah, I remember. This fountain's right next to the front gate. Cool. Ooh, that's a lot of guards. Hey, what's this? You rush to the gates of the Latona district to investigate the commotion. You expect to find a horde of citizens, but for the most part, the members of the horde are guards. What the heck? Alice narrows her eyes. I didn't see this coming. Yeah, you and me both. You perk up as you hear a familiar voice speaking loudly amid the chaos of the guards. You rush over to stand on a bench in an attempt to see over the heads of the guards to investigate. Your eyes widen when your gaze lands on a familiar blonde-haired man in red. Your jaw tightens. Come on, not this guy again! Conrad stands before the guards, his voice ringing out loud and clear over the chaos. Don't you find it unfair? You, the hard-working members of the Aegean Vanguard, have been kept in the dark all this time by your so-called loyal captains. They refuse to tell you the truth. They refuse to tell you anything at all. Ugh! Can't this guy ever stop preaching the dumbest stuff ever? Isn't that the guy from Olden? Yeah, that's him. You scowl. And when you know it, he's causing more problems. You both go silent and to listen as he continues his speech. Let me ask you something. How long has it been since you've had a break? With the confusing new schedules and the stricter regimens, you've been working to the bone for reasons unknown to you. Don't you find that tiring? This organization isn't just detrimental, but it's entirely unprofessional of your captains, he states simply. Why do you keep listening to people who clearly don't have your best interests at heart? Why do you bend over backward for superiors who don't know what they're doing? The guards begin to nod to one another slowly. He's got a point. How long has it been now? I've been exhausted for weeks. Why aren't the captains telling us anything? The issues I presented to you are only the beginning. Conrad leans forward. It won't be long until the captain starts firing people who step out of line. After all, who could possibly stop them from silencing you? The guards start to rally together. This is so unfair! At least tell us what all this works for! Uh-oh. Conrad smirks. That's the spirit. No more listening like sheep! No more answering to militant tyrants! He pumps his fist in the air. Instead, you live for yourselves, and you won't follow a single order until you've gotten the truth! Alice's eyes widen. That guy seriously just orchestrated a strike within the Aegean Vanguard? I think he did. Huh. I don't know whether I'm supposed to be horrified or impressed. Horrified! This is really bad, Ellis! I mean, it's not ideal, but it doesn't seem too bad. You're joking. I know you've got a problem with authority. But this has got to be too far, right? Alice puts her arms up in surrender. She doesn't answer your question. Awesome. That's great. Okay, what do we do here? What? Lily? Whoa. Lily and Co. Dang. Lily!
Hi.
Hey! You heard all the commotion, too.
Yeah.
Crap, right?
Yeah. You know, this is just ridiculous.
Lily scoffs as more guards begin to leave the area.
Like, how could they believe him over their own captains?
I don't know how he does it! Hold on.
Yeah, I just, like, heard your voice go in and out, like, full.
Alright, let's take it from the top.
Oh, you meant the top. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. This is ridiculous!
Lily scoffs as more guards begin to leave the area.
How could they believe him over their own captains?
I don't know how he does it! He can say anything and people just end up taking him at his word. It doesn't even make any sense. Rex puts his hands on his hips. It's exactly what happened in Aurora Alley. He just told people these stupid problems and they believed him.
And we bought into him too.
Lily crosses her arms and looks down.
He told us he wasn't interested in interfering with Air when he first came here. But obviously that was another lie.
Luke frowns at this information and glances toward the gate into Latona.
What are we gonna do about this?
I'm sorry, we? Alice raises an eyebrow. Who said anything about we? What? We can't just leave the gate unprotected. Yeah, we can. Protecting the gate isn't our responsibility.
But the guards...
Aiden starts to argue. They made their choice. They decided it wasn't worth listening to their captains and left. That's none of our business. Besides, if I were in their position, I'd do the same thing.
Why?
As annoying as he is, the Conrad guy's right about one thing. Captains of the Aegean Vanguard have no idea what they're doing. Hey, Rex narrows his eyes at her. What about Lane? He saved us when we first came to Arrowin. I could have taken that kabloom. Alice rolls her eyes. Plus, if he's so great, then how come I've heard maybe a total of 3 words come out of his mouth? And why didn't he help out all those times I got falsely accused of... She cuts herself off and looks towards Lily and her team. She scoffs. Whatever, you get the point. Yeah, but that's not fair. He's a cool guy once you get to know him. Then fine. Alice waves him off. Then how do you explain the Admiral? Well...
Isn't the Admiral the captain that a lot of people hate? Well, that seems a little harsh. She's just... strict. That's all.
Luke tilts his head.
I feel like I've heard of her. Why does anyone like her? Yeah, I'm curious too.
Because she's the worst! She convicts people of the smallest crimes that barely even matter in the court of law. She claims to care about everyone in Arrowin, but when it comes down to it, she's just like the rest of the meatheads that run around like they own the place. They'll step on anyone if it makes them look good. Didn't she apologize to you the last time we saw her? Yeah, it doesn't mean I forgive her. Alice mumbles in a petty manner.
Sounds like you guys have a lot of history.
Yeah, you could say that. But history or not, the guards going on strike is a huge problem that could affect a lot of people in the city. Alice glances at him. What did I tell you about doing things for other people? It's a waste of your time, Rex. Okay, then let me put it this way. If monsters end up raiding the city, we live really close to this gate. We'd have to deal with this problem either way.
Well, the least we can do is try to figure out why the guards are dissatisfied with the captains and help solve it.
Exactly! And then we won't have to worry about it ever again. Alice opens her mouth to argue, but she finds herself at a loss of what to say. Huh. I guess you actually have a good point for once, Rex. Told you I can be smart. Yeah, don't push it. Fine. I'll go along with your stupid idea, but if it starts becoming too much effort, I'm out. Yeah, that tracks.
Let's start by talking to the captains. Wherever they are.
Yeah, they might be by the barracks. I mean, there's a barracks in this district. If not, we could check the other one, but that's a little bit further.
Okay.
Alright, Latona Gate Barracks. I live next to it. Okay, it's this way.
Have you ever been in the barracks before?
No, because I assume it's for guards. And
That's
I
right.
am not one of those.
So you said you knew the other captain or whatever, and so I thought maybe you've been in there.
Oh, no, when we first got to the city, he helped us fight off a monster that was right outside the gates.
Oh.
He's pretty cool, like super strong.
Was that the time you were getting lectured at the front gate?
No, that was a completely different time for the completely different thing. The Admiral is less, cool, but there they are! It's both of them!
Oh. Perfect. And there's no guards here.
Looks like they're talking. You walk over to the Latona Gate Barracks. Never seen it so empty. There are hardly any guards on the training grounds besides two. Captain Lane and the Admiral.
Of course something like this has to happen today.
The Admiral hisses.
It's not like I already have so much on my plate. Just pile on some more.
Lane is quiet as he just stares at the Admiral break down her troubles to him. Mm-hmm.
Are those the captains?
Yep, that's them. Rex nods as he approaches the two of them confidently. Hello again, Admiral Lane. Lane raises a hand to wave at you, but the Admiral grits her teeth.
I'm not in the mood for your antics, Rex.
She says.
Now isn't the time.
Wait, no, I'm not here to cause trouble. Rex puts his hands in his pockets and frowns. I heard about what happened with the guards. We saw a couple of them leave from the front gates.
Great.
The Admiral massages her temples and shakes her head.
So now the entirety of Erewhon can hear about the Vanguard's incompetence.
It was pretty funny. Nella smirks at the Admiral, who clenches her fists at the woman.
I don't know about the rest of Erewhon, but we wanted to help. Help? Help how?
The Admiral scoffs.
This business is none of your concern. It's a matter for us captains to handle, so stay out of it. I don't mean to be rude,
Aiden raises his hand.
but I'm not so sure handling this yourself is the best idea. Those guards seemed upset, but specifically they seemed upset with you. They just need to be brought back to their senses so they can return to their posts.
And how do you plan on doing that? Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing this.
If they lose faith in their captains that easily, then they require discipline.
Discipline? Is that what you call it? Interesting.
Just because you weren't guilty of burning my house down all those years ago doesn't mean that you're not a heathen in the eyes of the law. Okay, why don't you just explain to us what happened? When we arrived, you were talking about this whole situation as if you were anticipating something like this. Did you know that Conrad would try something?
Conrad.
The guy from Olden. He's the one that was turning up all those guards at the entrance against you. Wonderful! This day keeps getting better then. Well, what caused you to think that the guards turned on you then? There was an event earlier today. I could sense the guards becoming more and more disobedient as time went on. They're asking too many questions and challenging my orders.
Lane gives the Admiral an uncertain glance.
However, it all came to a breaking point this morning when some of the guards and I had a heated encounter.
Wait, they were becoming disobedient for asking questions?
They should trust my judgment.
It might be difficult to trust your judgment if we don't explain anything to them.
They don't need to know the details. They need to be able to simply perform their duties as intended. Well, it's obviously not working.
The Admiral opens her mouth to speak once more, but she doesn't have anything to say. She hangs her head and sighs as Lane steps in.
We should focus on fixing this,
Lane says, and glances between all of you for confirmation.
Right?
Duh. Don't you realize how dangerous it could be if there aren't any guards watching the city entrance? It's more than just the city entrance. It's going to be the entire city at this rate.
Okay, well then let's just make sure that doesn't happen. First things first, let's work on helping those guards regain their respect for your authority. Yeah, you can have fun with that, Alice scoffs. I'm not touching this with a 20-foot pole. You're on your own, Admiral. Can't wait to hear about how much this sucked for you later. The Admiral crosses her arms.
You know, you decided to lend a hand to the Vanguard in a time of need. You could consider it as servicing the community.
Hey, it's almost like getting paid, Alice. See? It works out. Alice narrows her eyes. I know what you're doing. I'm not falling for it. The Admiral grimaces.
I hate pirates. Look, if you decide to help with this dilemma, I'll clear your sentence entirely. Is that more fair?
Alice raises an eyebrow at this offer. And you didn't start with that?
I guess that settles it. Where should we start?
The Admiral begins to explain.
Since we've already received reports of guards leaving their posts, how are you receiving reports if the guards aren't there to report to you?
We have other guards.
Therefore, we need to check on those areas where there are no guards to make sure nothing unwanted enters the city.
Makes sense.
Specifically, we're gonna look for the lieutenant in control of the regions in the city. If we can reason with them, then they can help us put the other guards in their place. And then we can help with monsters too if anything pops up. Hunting is kind of our thing. You could say that again. Fine. In that case, I suppose we have no other choice in the matter. Just follow me and Lane and don't fall behind. We're going to our first location in Waterside Grove.
Sounds like a plan. Hey, we were just there. Well, I was just there with Alice. Me and her, yeah.
Oh, you were just in Waterside?
Yeah. I
Oh.
was returning a dog to a homeowner.
Oh.
Part of community service. Yeah.
Oh.
It's like working and fixing things, except you don't get money for it. It's an interesting change of pace.
12 years ago? Do people really not like her that much?
Huh?
Well, she said something about Alice not burning a house down, so that means someone did burn her house down.
Oh, yeah, that was Ren.
Who's Ren?
Alice's old pirate captain. They have history.
Oh.
But yeah, a lot of people really don't like her. I mean, I'm not gonna say that she's dislikable. She's pretty scary. You and Ellis awkwardly stare at the Admiral as she strides forward. She casts some unimpressed glares back at you both. Let the record show that I'm not pleased about any of this. She grits her teeth. You and me both. Alice narrows her eyes at the woman. I'm still here because of what you said about my community service. Yeah, and I'm here to help, just the normal kind of help. Given the disruptions you've been known to cause, I'm not sure if your help is a blessing or a curse, the Admiral states to her plainly. Well, the only fun way to find out, right? You wink at her. So, how should we start? We get to Waterside, I mean. The Admiral crosses her arms. Our priority is to find a way to convince the other members of the Vanguard of their idiocy. Okay, well, maybe we don't word it that way. How would you word it? It's more like finding a way to get you back in their good graces so they're willing to work with you. She groans at your rephrasing of her statement. Fine, then, that. At this point, I don't care what it takes as long as order is restored.
Right.
Wow. Alice whistles at the Admiral. You're entirely oblivious to the fact that you're the problem, huh? Go figure. It's not like I told you that years ago. Hold your tongue, Alice, the Admiral hisses at her. What are you gonna do if I don't? Arrest me? Alice sticks her tongue out at the Admiral. No fighting, Alice. Let's all just focus on the quest for now. You can fight after. Alright. Where are we going to? Maybe a vantage point so we can try to scan the area.
Smart.
Let's climb the mountain! Okay, that was a bad idea, I realize.
Not so smart.
We could climb a tree! Okay, that is tall.
Very, very tall.
Oh, look at the lake.
Yeah.
Always did like this place. Super
It is really
pretty.
nice here.
You all arrive in Waterside Grove with Lane and the Admiral. The captains walk toward the edge of the water and look out at the pond. Not here, Lane mutters to himself.
What else did you expect? We knew they wouldn't be here when we arrived. Who is they? The lieutenant that's supposed to patrol this part of Waterside Grove.
None of the guards are here, actually. Looks like they abandoned ship too. Bummer.
What's the plan now that we're here?
Do we have to defend the area instead?
No. We wouldn't trust civilians to do a Vanguard member's job.
But aren't we doing that right now?
They volunteered themselves to help us, and I don't think I have the time to refuse them or fill out the proper paperwork. Therefore, we'll use the assigned teams and split up to perform our different objectives. And those were... Lane is responsible, Captain... Let me try that again. Lane is the captain responsible for the defense of the city and external patrols around the perimeter. Since he's trained with a sword and knows how to defeat all of the different monsters around the kingdom, he'll be in charge of defending this location until I return with the lieutenant.
Oh! And that's where me and Alice can help, right?
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Great! Any idea where to go first?
No. Since we're unsure where the lieutenant might be, we'll have to look around the district. Hopefully they don't wander too far.
The Admiral turns to Lane.
You know what you have to do. Make sure these civilians don't hurt themselves in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll split here then. Good luck.
Make sure no monsters and stuff show up while we go and try to find the lieutenant. You do your hunter thing, if so.
Mm-hmm.
The hunting, because you hunt. You're a hunter.
Yeah.
All right.
I got it. You do it. You're good. You're
Hunting stuff! Yeah! All right. Lieutenant. If I were a lieutenant, where would I be? Big tree. No, I would not be in a big tree if I were a lieutenant. I'd be serious. I'd go to the restaurant on a lunch break. Very serious affair, making sure I've got the calories needed to complete the job. I couldn't collapse on the field. If I'm not well fed, I'm not at my best. I won't be able to service my community at my fullest potential. And that wouldn't be good. That would be bad. Is that them? Or is that a person? That's a person. They're gonna look like a lieutenant, right? Crap, what does a lieutenant look like? Of course, the bakery. When I'm on the job, I'd go for some baked goods in order to tide me. Oh crap, I was right! You, Ellis, and the Admiral notice a familiar lieutenant standing underneath the awning of the bakery. She has a cookie in her hand, which she munches on happily. Her expression seems peaceful and calm. There, the Admiral motions to the young woman. I knew that Saren would be around here. Even in moments like these, she wouldn't abandon her post. So, how do we want to go about this? Just let me do the talking, the Admiral states. This is my responsibility as her captain to ensure she returns to her post. Yeah, I'm sure you demanding it of her will go over well. Alice puts her hands on her hips. Okay, maybe we think about this for a second before we... Lieutenant! The Admiral calls to her while striding forward. You're supposed to be watching over the grove, not taking a break at the bakery. Saren visibly jumps as she looks back toward her captain. Admiral? What are you... She cuts herself off, however, and sighs. I'm sorry, Admiral, but I cannot fulfill that request at this time. Why not? The Admiral raises an eyebrow. Because I do not want to follow your orders right now, she states calmly. The Admiral blinks at her in confusion. Alice stifles a laugh and quickly elbow her in the ribs. Ow! My orders are the only thing keeping the city of Erwin protected. The Admiral's jaw tightens. Refusing to obey them is endangering the safety of this kingdom and its citizens. Is that what you want? No, Admiral, but... There, Saren starts to interject. Hey, can I just jump in for a second? The Admiral glares at you. Rex? Come on, man, it was just getting good. Alice crosses her arms. I just wanted to ask Saren something, you say. It'll be quick, don't worry. You turn back to Saren to give her your full attention. Why don't you want to follow the Admiral's orders? Saren hesitates before she straightens up to answer your question. The Admiral's instructions were to watch over the Waterside Grove for a total of 8 hours, consecutive and non-stop. But she didn't explain why I had to do it for the 13th day in a row. I don't need to explain myself, the Admiral states. Everything I do is for the good of this kingdom. I understand that, Admiral. However, I'm incapable of continuing like this without knowing why. That seems easy then. Admiral, you should explain to Saren why I don't take orders from my underlings. This is insubordination. Of course, that's how you see it. Alice rolls her eyes. Saren appears hurt by the Admiral's words. I don't understand why it's such a big secret. She grits her teeth. I have been nothing but loyal to you, Admiral, and yet I am the one who must suffer for my loyalties. I've not received a proper break in weeks. I'm exhausted, and so are the other guards. Do you want to know why we're angry with you? It's because, although you have the kingdom's interests at heart, you do not have the interests of your subordinates. The Admiral pauses at her statement and takes a step back. Even Alice is at a loss for Saren's explanation. Saren notices this and begins to stammer. My apologies, Admiral. That was unprofessional of me. No, this is good. You guys are talking. Do you honestly think that what she's asking for is unfair, Captain? You asked the Admiral. Not necessarily, but no buts. Alice shakes her head. If you agree, then you agree. End of story. Right. What Alice said. The Admiral acknowledges both of your statements. She glances back at Saren before speaking carefully. The work that needs to be done is paramount for Erwin's safety. I'm not one for taking breaks, necessarily, but I now see that may just be me. Lieutenants shouldn't have to work as hard as their captains. I apologize, Saren. I should have explained more to you, the Admiral states, and I should have realized how tired you were. Rewards for working hard are fair, I guess, Alice mutters under her breath. There's nothing wrong with a break here and there, right? I suppose not, the Admiral acquiesces. I'll look into the schedule and figure out when a designated break time can be added. Saren smiles. Thank you, Admiral. However, that doesn't mean you can abandon your post. As your captain, I ask that you return to your patrol as soon as possible. The lieutenant nods. Yes, Admiral. I'll return with you right now. Hey! Mission accomplished! Let's go! Get that another belt for the fixer instead of notching that belt. Yeah! I really fixed that one up. I gotta come up with a cool catchphrase. I got to. It just, nothing seems to stick. And every single time, it just doesn't land. They all sound cool in my head. The execution sucks! Alright. Whew. Now we just gotta find Lily. I wonder if they're back by the dock that we were just at. That little part that went down towards the pond. Maybe. Alright. Oh, look at that city. Look at that aqueduct. I think aqueducts are so cool. Let's see. Wasn't she road? No, she was further this way. Oh, we really walked a while in order to find Saren. That bakery's tucked out of the way. I should check that out sometime. Where did Lily go? Wasn't she right around here?
Oh. Smart.
Lily!
Hey!
How's it going?
How'd you go?
We got the lieutenant! Somewhere, but we got the lieutenant!
Sweet.
We all arrive back together at the coast of the pond. Lieutenant Saren trails behind Rex, Alice, and the Admiral as they approach Lily's team and Captain Lane. Lane perks up. I see you found her. The Admiral nods.
A compromise has been made. And Lieutenant Saren agreed to return to her post for the time being while the rest of the situation is sorted. That's good to hear. So far, there isn't much to report over here.
The water is calm for the moment.
But there's no guarantee that it'll stay that way. Therefore, maintaining a healthy perimeter and looking over the water and the citizens is still our priority as the Aegean Vanguard. Right, Saren? That's right, Admiral. I apologize for abandoning my post. I shall remain here for the remainder of the day, the Dread Lieutenant assures her. Yeah, don't forget to take a break when you need it, though. Saren smiles and nods at Rex. Thank you for your understanding, Admiral, and for your assistance, Rex and Alice. It's been some time since I've had the chance to express myself like I did there. Sorry to hear that. No need to apologize, Captain. I should have been more straightforward with my desires from the beginning. Looks like that all worked out. Huh.
Lydia mumbles mindlessly. She looks out toward the water of the pond.
Oh, it's a shame we didn't get to use any of Elaine's advice for ourselves. But maybe it's also a blessing in disguise. The city wasn't threatened by monsters. That's a victory in my book. What were we supposed to look out for again? Weird water movement. Yeah, that was it. So, something like that?
Lydia points out toward the water. Your heads instantly snap in that direction to see what she's looking at. From underneath the water, something stirs as the pond ripples and sways. Lane blinks at Lydia.
Why didn't you say anything sooner?
What? Had to make sure it was the thing that we were looking for.
What's going on?
Monsters are coming.
Just in time. Be prepared for a fight. No one leaves until the assault is over.
And look out for the aspid if it appears.
Got it. Let's go, team.
Monsters?
So it seems.
Whoa, they don't call me the fixer for nothing. I'm here to fix it. I gotta keep working on that. Aha!
Over here. Huh.
Wow.
Good work of it.
We did it! Oh, okay, no, that was just...
Mark!
Oh, they're jumping out of the water! It's a toad!
Woo!
Hey, remember the time that we were swimming in the... What are these? What are the minnows? Remember the time that we were, like, swimming in the water to get, like, those pieces of that wheel that I may or may not have broken?
You totally did break it for the record.
Ah, what is this? Oh, the Admiral's in a bubble! Okay, we popped it! That bubble!
I don't want to be in a bubble! Oh! Pop the bubble!
Careful! There's a rock turtle! What is this thing?
I don't know, but it's putting things in bubbles.
Wait, was this a thing we're supposed to look out for? No, it is in a bubble! I got him out!
Oh! We have
Frog!
No.
What are we supposed to do about rock turtle? Hey, it's going up! Chase the rock turtle!
Oh! Ah! Bubble!
Ah. Rock turtle!
Oh!
Yeah! Flames! Flames! Woo! Ah! Stop
I'm
that!
in a bubble, I'm just on fire.
Oh, whoops. The shambling aspid roars up to the sky, and you hear several screams of the citizens of Waterside Grove at the noise. Lane looks toward your group. Hurry.
Hurt.
Hurry. If it continues its rampage, it'll cause more damage to the district.
Lydia narrows her eyes.
Alright, let's give that new strategy a go.
She says as she runs forward. What the heck is she doing, Lily?
Don't worry, she has a plan, trust us.
Lydia leans forward as she sprints toward the giant turtle. She tosses her axe away haphazardly before lunging at the aspid and grabbing it by either side.
Ah, come on.
Her legs sink into the ground and her muscles bulge as she begins to lift the entire turtle into the air.
Blip. Over.
She flips the creature onto its back, which causes its legs to flail in the air helplessly. Well, what the heck? Did you just casually lift and flip that thing?
No need to thank me.
Lydia says as she smirks at Rex. However, the creature still continues to struggle and roar, and its desperate wriggling knocks Lydia off balance.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get for gloating a little too early. Fight isn't over yet.
She turns back to Rex.
Oh shoot, that's me. I don't know why I could brain. Well, now that it's down, it's our moment to strike.
Alright, I'm with you, Lily! Get the turtle!
The turtle!
Get the turtle! Yeah!
Man! I just watched Lydia get thrown 10 feet in the air.
Turtle! Yeah, that's right. You get out of here. Back to the ocean from whence you... This is a pond.
Yeah.
You step away from the pond as the remainder of the monsters flee into the water and vanish from sight. Lane sighs.
That should take care of them.
He states as he sheaths his greatsword.
You sure they won't be back? Well, they may return eventually. But for now, no. We won that first battle. Way to go, guys!
Lily goes around and gives everyone a high five. Lane hesitates, but accepts the sentiment, while the Admiral does not make any motion to return her high five.
Fair enough.
she says as she high-fives herself instead. The Admiral continues.
Our next point will be the mountain pass between Lavender Terrace and Waterside Grove.
Hey, I've been there before!
It's a very common mountain pass to use. Everyone uses it at some point.
It's also a common spot for monsters to enter the city's border. Now quit wasting time. Let's go.
With no hesitation, the Admiral walks off towards the pass. Lane watches her go before nodding to Saren respectfully.
Welcome back.
Nice meeting you, Lieutenant.
Lily and her team quickly rush after Lane and the Admiral. Ellis watches them go with her arms crossed. We're still going? Looks like it. End me, Ellis complains as she trudges after the group. Alright. On to the next lieutenant. Oh gosh, how many lieutenants are there?
Probably a lot for a city of this size.
Oh no. Surely they didn't all witness the strike,
I'd be
right?
concerned if all of them did.
Yeah, hopefully it's just the ones near Latona, since that's where Conrad is grandstanding. What am I gonna do about that guy?
I don't know.
I feel like he's untouchable simply because he's not doing anything outright, you know? I feel like I can't legally punch him in the nose.
Hasn't necessarily stopped me before. Not that I'm saying you should punch him in the nose. Knowing that, dude, he'd probably find a way to throw you in jail for it.
Yeah, all those olden guys.
Yeah.
At least some of the other issues you can try to fight with. Some of them are still a little bit scary. I mean, the Blythe chick. Every fight we've had with her felt like a draw. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something about her. She gives me the creeps, if I'm gonna be real.
She's got like that look in her eyes. It's kind of a faraway gaze.
It's like when we're dealing with the Silver Rings or Fern. My blood boils.
That guy's
But
mean.
with her, I don't know.
He took my coin.
We got it back.
Yeah. And still, he's kind of just a jerk. At least he's not a super dangerous jerk, I guess.
Yeah. You can give him a mean stare and he'll run off. The little rat he is.
I'm worried about the person after London, though. Because they could be really dangerous.
Has there been any updates? Anything?
No. Vincent locked her in her room, so she can't even look into it
What?
herself anymore.
Well, I mean, things were really dangerous the other day.
Yeah.
But still, that sucks.
Oh, is this it?
Huh.
This place is familiar.
You're right.
You make it to the mountain pass between Lavender Terrace and the Waterside Grove. The peaks tower over you and rocks glitter your path. The captains walk underneath a familiar tree in the center of a patch of grass to oversee the area.
Also not here.
I expected this one to make things difficult.
The Admiral grits her teeth.
Why do you say that? It's not important.
The Admiral shakes her head.
We know what to do at the time. This time. I can speak English today, I promise. We know what to do this time. Split into your groups and remain diligent. That's an order.
Barely 2 hours on the job and she's still barking orders at us. Alice whispers to Rex. I mean, it is a pretty dangerous situation. Oh, please. Don't give me that. You're supposed to be on my side here, Rex. I didn't know you were choosing sides.
You two. With me. Rest of you with Lane. Same as last time. You got it.
Quickly, the groups separate, with Lily's team staying at the pass with Lane and Rex, Alice, and the Admiral speeding off to find the lieutenant in the area. Oh gosh, she's fast. I'll be back soon, Lily!
Good luck, you three.
Good luck to you too, with like turtles and other things.
Alright,
The mountains are enormous. Huh, I don't know the last time I've checked that out. How do monsters get in here? That's crazy. I guess monsters might be able to climb mountains better. You continue down the mountainside with the Admiral and Alice in search of the nearby lieutenant. You glance at the Admiral. So, what kind of person are we looking for? Another lieutenant, the Admiral answers. Okay, well, I mean, I knew that. I'm not stupid. Alice snorts as the Admiral continues. Her name is Raya. She was recently promoted under my employ, but she's problematic, to say the least. Problematic? Alice questions her word choice angrily. She believes the rank and file of the current Arrowin management isn't up to scratch. As such, she tends to act out on her own accord, doing what she thinks is best despite her superiors telling her otherwise. That sounds just like Alice, actually. Alice scoffs. It sounds like someone with a head on their shoulders to me. She's wreaking havoc, the Admiral corrects. A lot like the two of you. And now she's abandoned her post as well. Maybe she just needs a break like Saren did. A break? From what work? She doesn't do her job as she should. That's entirely her choice. The Admiral glances around the area before she spots a young woman near the walls of the greenhouse. She narrows her eyes and points towards the woman. There she is. She motions to you and Ellis. Come on. Before you can respond, the Admiral charges forward to encounter the young woman. Raya! Wait, Admiral! She doesn't stop as she continues to storm toward the lieutenant, Raya. I shouldn't be surprised that you decided to follow the rest of the guards in disobeying me, she states. Eh? The young lieutenant turns toward the Admiral in confusion. She sighs.
Oh, it's you. Of course, you're checking all the patrols.
Hey, sorry to interrupt you. We just want to know... You're supposed to be at the mountain pass, the Admiral states. Why are you in Lavender Terrace?
Because the mountain pass was fine, last I checked. It didn't need me over there anymore.
She shrugs. Don't act like it was some laborious task for you. You've never completed a patrol once, the Admiral scolds her. Okay, well, but there might be a reason for that. What reason could there possibly be for slacking off?
I don't know, Admiral. Maybe because I don't agree with your constant directives. Maybe because I don't like feeling controlled by a dictator.
Dictator? The Admiral narrows her eyes.
Do you have any idea how many different rules you have for everything that we do? We can never be perfect or be ourselves while we're working under you. We're just as good as parrots.
Can't be yourselves.
All we're expected to do is follow orders.
Lieutenant crosses her arms.
Raya, do this. Raya, do that. Raya, stop doing this. In trying to control everything, you're controlling us, and I'm sick of it.
She crosses her arms.
I'd be better off not being in the Vanguard at all.
Alice rolls her eyes. Yeesh, there's no way I sound like this. Admiral, what do you think? I wasn't aware of that perspective. I didn't realize you felt that way. Do the other guards feel that way as well?
Considering how much we talk behind your back? Raya raises an eyebrow. Do you really want the answer to that question?
The Admiral shakes her head. Perhaps not, and probably for the best. But this is good! This is a conversation! Why didn't you tell me these issues before?
Whenever we try to talk to you about this stuff, you yell at us and tell us to get back to our assignments. We can't tell you anything unless we take drastic actions.
I see. I hadn't realized that was happening. The Admiral puts her hands on her hips. So, now, what do we say to each other? I will try to be less demanding and controlling. the Admiral compromises. But you can't keep slacking off on your job just to spite me and my regulations. I'm willing to compromise, but I need you to work with me.
Look, I'm okay with working with an authority that listens to me too. If you'll actually do that, I'll do the same.
Wonderful. Then why don't we start with you returning to your post? The Admiral asks. The rest of the guards are absent. I'm relying on you lieutenants while I fix the rest of these issues.
Alright, fine then. Alice crosses her arms as she considers the Admiral carefully.
Uh-huh. She exhales as her gaze slowly drifts off. Let's head out, gang. Alright, we're gonna meet back up with Lily. Oh, I love this mountain pass. It's so pretty. I should walk through here more often. And I mean, it's not like I visit Lavender Terrace too much. Only on occasion. Oh boy, this might take all day. That's okay. We're doing good favors, and if we get it all good, then we will have helped the community with service and stuff. Lily!
Hey!
We're back with the lieutenant. You see them? They're right there.
I figured you got up like right in my face.
Yeah, the lieutenant's right there. Rex, Alice, and the Admiral walk
yeah.
back to Lane and Lily's group with Lieutenant Raya trailing behind them. Lane crosses his arms and opens his mouth to speak, but the Admiral interjects.
Lieutenant Rye and I have spoken, and she's willing to return to her post as well until other guards become available to take over their shifts.
Anything happen on your end?
Just a couple of falling rocks, but not much. Although I do keep getting this weird feeling that we're being watched. I'm not sure if I'm imagining it, though.
The Thunderbird is a predator. It stalks its victims from above before striking.
Thunder, what now?
That's not intimidating at all.
Aiden laughs nervously at Lane's statement. Are we gonna ignore the fact that he just said there was a Thunderbird around here? Like, a bird that can control thunder?
Oh, no, it can't do that.
What? What kind of name?
Look, let's just keep an eye out for any movement above, and if we don't see anything, then...
A deafening caw breaks the silence as a large avian creature swoops down from the skies.
Thunderbird!
Aiden ducks under a tree. Several more howls and roars echo from the cliffs around you. Lily takes out her bow.
Looks like we got company.
No kidding! Weapons ready. More monsters are here.
Finally, something interesting! I've been waiting all week for a challenge.
This isn't a game. Take your job seriously, Raya.
Come on, it's okay to enjoy your job sometimes.
Oh, that's a bird.
Oh! Yep.
Alright, bird! I didn't expect it to shoot stuff! Ah, bad dog, bad dog, bad dog! I just gotta scare them off, I guess. Boars! How? These guys are just climbing mountains casually. Alright.
Yeah.
I could never. I'd get winded. Like after maybe 3 feet.
Watch out for the dogs. And the bird.
I'm scared of the bird. Come down here, you misappropriately named bird.
You're so silly.
Spells! That's what I need! Magic!
You're right. Just be careful not to set anyone other than the things on fire.
Yeah! Flames!
Okay.
It's like shooting feathers at us!
Yeah.
No!
Oh, jeez.
What do I do about it? The Thunderbird continues to swoop down aggressively toward your group. Aiden yelps.
It's a lot faster than I imagined. Yeah, well, we need to get it on the ground to attack it. My arrows aren't connecting.
Aiden, now's the time to bring it down. Cool! Another crazy strategy! Let's just talk about while we were gone!
Don't worry about it. All right, Aiden. You can do this.
Aiden starts to hype himself up.
You got this.
As soon as the bird swoops back down, Aiden jumps up and grabs the bird by its tail feathers. It squawks in alarm as it's brought down to the floor, stunned.
Nice going, Aiden! Oh my god, so that actually worked!
Aiden gasps in excitement, amazement.
Attack it while it's down, quickly!
You beat it up! Get that bird! Beat it up!
Good work, Aiden.
Beat it up! Come on! Yeah!
On the mountainside as well, they're still here.
Yeah!
Okay.
Get that bird! Jump it! Oh, there it goes! Yeah, that's right! You get out of here! Get back to your oversized nest! You watch as the creatures from the mountains flee the area. The Thunderbird takes flight, and you crane your necks as you watch it fly into the skies above. Miley sighs in relief.
I've never seen a bird of that size.
But we managed to take it down! We're on a roll today!
You could say that again.
You both turn back toward the road into Lavender Terrace, where Raya is standing.
You'll be okay to look after the area now.
Yeah, I got it. Thanks for taking over while I was gone.
The Admiral sighs.
In that case, there's only one more location we need to check on.
Oh, well, where's that? The Admiral looks toward Astra Centrum. She points toward the Northern Aqueduct, which extends from the plateau that Waterside Grove rests on.
The Planet of the Aqueducts.
Kanat.
Dang it! I was looking at the room like, I don't know how to say that, and I'm really just gonna make a guess. Wait,
The
say it again, say
Planet.
it again.
It's the Kanat.
Planet?
It's just,
Knat, okay.
read it like a
Knat.
K, dude.
I'm sorry. The Canat of the Aqueducts. The what now?
Yeah, that's not a real word.
It's a word for the underground tunnels that extend underneath. The mountains that connect the aqueducts to the source of their water. Well, how do we get in there?
There are entrances. Otherwise, we couldn't get in. Yeah, I think we assumed as much.
Lieutenant Quinn is supposed to be there on patrol. There's no doubt she'll have a number of arguments to make with me.
Wait, Quinn? Are you sure?
Oh, why do you ask?
Haven't seen Quinn anywhere around the aqueduct. I actually remember seeing her wander into Astra Centrum a while ago.
The Admiral hisses under her breath.
Perfect. Of course she would be the one to cause the most trouble for me. Then what now? I can't leave the Kanats defenseless. Therefore, you will follow Captain Lane into the tunnels and clear them out while Rex, Ellis, and myself look for the Lieutenant Quinn.
You guys can always catch up with us when you're done. Just look around Astra Centrum.
I guess so. Luckily, I know Astra Centrum fairly well now. In that case, don't waste any more time. Captain Lane, lead them to the Kanats. Rex, Ellis, with me.
See you, Lily.
Bye.
Have fun in the Kanats.
Oh, yeah. We'll try.
Tell me how cool the aqueducts are. They're like the coolest things I've ever seen. Man, I'd kill to go in them. Trade places? I was kidding. See you later.
No, I'll tell you later. All right, let's go.
On the road again. Just can't. Why can I still hear you? On the road again. Just can't wait to get up on the road again. Walking down to Astra Centrum again. Wandering through Lavender Terrace again. On the road again.
Yeah, what kind of name is this? There was no way that's actually what it's called. That's actually what it's called? The part of an aqueduct that goes into a mountain or underground. That's insane. Kanat. Huh. Alright. Astra Centrum. Man, they can be in a lot of places in Astra Centrum. And that place, like, kind of like the Far Marketplace, there's a lot of, like, shops and restaurants. A lot of buildings, too. I mean, there's the Gale Striders Guild Hall. There's a lot of places. Look at the sunlight coming down. Oh, this place is so beautiful. Oh, the university! You sigh as you walk around the streets of Astra Centrum in search of the final lieutenant.
How far away did she go? The aqueducts are all the way back there.
I don't know, the Admiral admits, her gaze cast on the floor. You okay there, Admiral? Yes, the Admiral nods. I'm fine. Alice crosses her arms. Did you meet this Lieutenant Quinn before, Rex? Any idea where she could be? I didn't really talk to her for that long. I was only getting her to return a book. I don't have a good gauge on her character. Neither do I, the Admiral notes. She works directly under Captain Lane. We don't speak often. If I were a lieutenant, where would I go? You all pause and go silent as you look toward the main square. Commotion and shouting echo through the streets. Alice narrows her eyes. Was there something happening today? You ask the Admiral. Not to my knowledge. So then what's happening over there? Seems like chaos to me. Alice puts her hands behind her head. Unorganized chaos. That would mean it's also Guard Central. The Admiral slowly nods. You'd be correct. Come on. She quickly starts to run off toward the main square. What? Hey, wait up! Alright, well, here we go. Oh boy. There's a guard. There's gotta be more guards, huh? Oh boy. Oh, guards. Oh, nards. You make it to the main square and notice the swarm of guards gathered around the central fountain. Conrad stands with them in protest, with his fist raised. You're not going to listen to the captains now who don't listen to you, he asserts. Yeah, the guards shout. You're going to be heard. You're gonna make them listen! Oh no. You bite your lip as you look toward the Admiral. She blinks at the sight of Conrad. That olden man. He's still here? He never left, apparently. He's the one who instigated all this. The Admiral grits her teeth at the thought. I should have known Olden would be behind such a thing. I don't know if he's behind all of it. The dangerous part about Conrad is that he's just a really convincing guy. He can get people to believe him even when he says the dumbest stuff. It's not just about him. He said exactly what the guards wanted to hear. The Admiral scans over the crowd before her eyes stop on Lieutenant Quinn, who stands amongst them. She's here. Of course she is. The sooner we can at least get her back to the aqueducts, the sooner we can finish these ridiculous errands, the Admiral says as she walks forward. I don't know if charging straight in have been your best ideas, Admiral. The well-being of Erwin is on the line. I'll do whatever I must do to fix that. You all follow the Admiral into the crowd. She stops in front of Lieutenant Quinn and clears her throat out loudly. Lieutenant, she speaks with a stern voice. Quinn looks back at your group of three and scoffs. What are you doing here, Admiral? Because if you're not here to beg, then you don't need to be here. I'm bringing you back to your post. If I must do that through an apology, then so be it. Right, she narrows her eyes. So you would insincerely apologize as a means to force us to perform a job you don't explain to us? What is there to explain? You patrol the city and protect the people of Erwin. Why have the patrols increased then? Several of the guards have begun to notice the conflict between Quinn and the Admiral, which causes the crowd to go silent. Admiral, a lot of people are looking now. Alice leans over to whisper to you. I don't like being in the spotlight like this, Rex. Yeah, I don't feel too great about it either. you whisper back to her.
But we're in too deep now.
Quinn scoffs. You can't even answer a single question. You'd rather keep it all to yourself. Is this what you call leadership? I'm a captain for a reason, the Admiral growls. You will respect my authority and my wishes.
Okay, let's try to talk this out. Is it breaks you want, or less rules?
I want a better captain to lead us. You even have someone as amiable and as strong as Captain Lane bending the knee to you. Aren't the two of you supposed to be equals? How could you possibly be more qualified than him to force him below you like that? I have never done that. What about all those arguments and fights you've had with Lane? Every time you've bossed him around?
What exactly do you want from the Admiral?
I want her to step down from her position! The Quinn rallies the other guards. She's no leader, she's a tyrant! The mob shouts in agreement. Conrad notices this and smirks at you all from his soapbox. That's right, Erwin. Look at how low your captains have fallen, all because they refuse to take accountability for their actions. I would never, the Admiral tries to argue, but Ellis places a hand on her shoulder. Admiral, Ellis mutters to her quietly. Stop. Don't argue against them. I'm trying to defend myself. What you're doing is making it worse. Let's talk about this before we do anything irrational.
Huh? What? What?
You and Ellis step aside with the Admiral to talk to her. She crosses her arms and glares at you both as she waits for you to speak up. What exactly are you doing, Ellis? About your approach. You're taking the wrong one. How would you know what the right approach is? The Admiral asks. You're not a captain. You don't have any authority. Yeah, what's going on, Ellis? As much as I hate to say it, Erwin needs someone like you to keep the rest of us in line. You know, the rebellious ones. But the rebellious ones aren't going to listen to someone that's not on their side. She's right. Huh. The Admiral hesitates. The last time I chose to pay attention and listen by your standards, everyone in Erwin took advantage of my leniency. I won't let that happen again. You can be strict without being a jerk. Don't you get that? You can be a good leader that people actually like, but you can't do it if you don't tell your guys the truth. How do you know any of that? The Admiral asks Ellis. You're not a captain. You're not a leader. You're still a criminal. Ellis narrows her eyes. Because I know how it feels to work hard and struggle to survive. I have those problems with authority because your authority proved to me that no one would ever understand me or help me. You have to help yourself first. She hesitates. That being said, I also know what it's like to not ask anyone for help, and to keep your problems to yourself. Look, do whatever you want. I'm just trying to give you some friendly advice, Ellis concludes. You mean trying to help? You tease her. No, she glares at you. Why would I ever willingly help? I don't care what happens at the end of the day. Are you sure about that? Don't push it, idiot. She glares at you. The Admiral smirks. Thank you for your advice, Ellis. I will keep it in mind. You grin at her. Then how about we try this again, but a little differently? The Admiral slowly nods. Just give me a moment to prepare myself. Sure. You do you. We'll be around.
Hey.
Oh, hey. I think the Admiral's gonna say something, but she's just not doing it yet.
Oh.
The Admiral looks back toward the crowd and deeply inhales and exhales.
I think I'm ready.
You sure? Alice raises an eyebrow. Do you know what you're going to say?
I do. I'm gonna tell them the truth. The truth would be nice. I think all the guards would appreciate that.
Lane watches the Admiral step forward and walk toward the fountain. He begins to follow her, but when he notices the size of the crowd, he hesitates. What are you waiting for, Lane? Don't you want to join her?
And why aren't you?
I'm not the best with people.
I knew it!
Lydia exclaims. Everyone gives her a strange look, and she quickly clears her throat and looks away.
Then you can stay over here if you want. Sometimes talking to other people is scarier than taking on big monsters. I get that.
Lane glances at each of you as his eyes mildly glitter at your understanding. I think the Admiral's about to speak. You all turn your attention to the Admiral as she stands on one of the nearest benches to tower over the gathering of guards. They begin to whisper to one another when they notice her. Conrad smirks and leans back to watch the show. The Admiral clears her throat.
Members of the Aegean Vanguard, I'd like to be frank with you. Recently, it has come to my attention that many of you feel I have treated you unfairly. You feel as though you are overworked, and you are forced to conform to a ridiculous amount of rules to appease me. I want to apologize for those feelings.
The guards mutter again. How do we know she's being sincere?
It seems desperate to me.
An apology can't fix all of this like magic.
These grievances have been presented to me in confidence, and I have grown to understand where I have wronged you. I'm sure you have noticed how patrols have increased lately. Admittedly, I did not want to discuss the reason behind this increase, and I felt it would reflect badly on my character. However, in light of your misfortune, I will be honest.
She closes her eyes, hesitating, before looking up.
Patrols have increased because of my own inability.
What?
The truth is, I failed you. As the monster sightings around the city increased and the awakening proceeded longer and longer, I soon became unable to keep up with it all. I began to push everyone around me harder to keep up with the responsibilities I was suddenly failing to fulfill myself.
She shakes her head as she looks down.
I never said it sooner because explaining would mean admitting my own failure. It would mean looking at all of you and saying that I wasn't strong enough to do it alone.
She hangs her head.
I'm not sure if it's too late to say any of this. But I hope that you will understand my words and consider them carefully. For a long time, I believed you could only rely on yourself to finish the job. That you could never show any weakness to those around you because you would only end up getting hurt. However, I have since learned that is not true. Truthfully, when you close yourself off, you only end up hurting yourself and the people around you more. You find yourself not caring about anything or anyone. My actions of late have done more harm than good, and for that, I deeply apologize to all of you. You are deserving of a captain who truly has your best interests at heart. I want to be that captain for you and for the city of Erewhon. I promise to do better. I promise that I will no longer close myself off from the rest of you. If you would allow me another chance, I would be honored
to lead you in defense of this city once more.
What? No!
Huh. Who would have guessed it? She actually managed to turn it around. I promise to do better.
The guards continue to cheer for the Admiral, while you all watch them with smiles on your faces. Even Quinn seems to appreciate the Admiral's words as she rolls her eyes and politely claps for her speech. No! Come on! You really buy that? And Conrad tries to salvage the mob. A weak captain without any troops will do anything to regain their power. It's a trick! Yeah, if it were a trick, why would she admit to her flaws?
It seems like to me like she's showing some real vulnerability.
Lily agrees with her arms crossed.
Not that you would know what that word means, Conrad.
Conrad grits his teeth. Guards, listen to yourselves! Where is your anger? Your hatred! Your passion for equal treatment and understanding! The guards ignore Conrad, which causes him to stomp his foot. Ugh, I will never understand you Erowyn types! Better luck next time, jerk! Rex sticks his tongue out at Conrad as the man storms off. He chuckles. Watching him walking away in defeat is the best feeling in the world.
I can see that.
Aiden nods in agreement.
He always gives me the creeps. Oh, he's from Malden. What did you expect? Oh, at least the guards are happier.
You look back at the mob as they swarm the Admiral and Lane happily. A couple of them raise their swords in victory and chat with their captains. One suggestion rings out from the crowd. What do you say that we grab a couple drinks from the bars in celebration of the Admiral turning over a new leaf?
I couldn't.
The Admiral tries to decline. Come on, Admiral. If you wanted to stop closing yourself off, that means sharing 1 or 2 drinks with your subordinates. It would be a nice time to get to know everyone. Careful. Nothing destroys the image of leadership faster than being drunk out of your mind.
I'm well aware.
The Admiral and Alice share a knowing glance before the Admiral sighs at her subordinates.
All right. Just for tonight.
Miley pauses at this as a number of guards cheer at the Admiral's agreement and begin to filter out of the square to go to the nearest bar. You guys gonna be on your own now? Okay, on your own now? Rex trains his gaze on Lane and the Admiral. They both nod.
Thank you for all your help today. Clearly, I have much to learn about myself and my style of leadership. I hope to make improvements as time goes on. And those improvements start with you, Ellis.
Me?
As of now, for the effort you put in to help me, consider your community service hours complete.
Alice's eyes widen. Are you serious? Nice going, Alice!
Just try not to set anything else on fire.
My captain sighs at her. Lane turns to Lily's group. Thank you for your help. Your abilities in combat were impressive, and your ability to pick up on my strategies was even more so.
It was great learning from you, Captain Lane.
Mm-hmm.
Let's head out, guys. I'm sure the guards have a lot they want to do now.
I guess I should probably start heading home.
Yeah.
Take care, Lily. Thanks for helping out. You both walk with one another toward the exit to Astra Centrum. However, as you walk, Lily pauses.
Huh.
She looks back toward the guards that begin to leave the area in order to party and drink with their captains. Her eyes reflect concern, and her entire body seems stiff. Rex notices this and steps in. Wait, Lily, are you good? Lily looks back at him.
Yeah, I thought of something, that's all. What do you think? Seems serious given the glint in your eye. You could say that. I need to go back to Lacona Gate. What? Why? I have this really bad feeling that something's about to happen. After that encounter, there were still fewer guards around the city as usual. I just want to check on one of their posts for them.
That's not your job to handle. Don't try to do a guard job for them. It's a waste of time.
Well, if my theory is wrong, then you're right, and I'll leave it to the Vanguard, but if I'm right,
Lily shakes her head.
it'll be just as bad. So I need to check on the gates.
Okay, then. Do whatever you have to do, Lily.
Thanks for understanding, Rex.
Lily smiles at him. She turns back toward her team.
You guys can come with me if you want, or not. I understand if you want to hang back for this one. Are you kidding? Of course we're going with you. We are? Because I was just thinking that we could join the guards and have a little fun at the bar.
Aiden nudges
Ow.
Ilya harshly.
I mean, yeah, we're going with you, Lily. Thanks, guys. I owe you one. Follow me. Good luck, Rex, and congrats, Ellis, on your freedom, I guess.
Okay.
Come on, guys.
Well, that's weird. Whatever. Let's go. Hey, Rex. Alice stops you in your path. Huh? You tilt your head. What's up? I was thinking about what the Admiral said. Oh, yeah? What were you thinking? Her big speech about opening up to people and not closing herself off. I don't know. She puts her hands on her hips. It made me wonder if maybe I've been a little too harsh lately. You blink at her in surprise. Are you serious? Don't give me that look! I could just shut up right now and no, please, continue. Point is, I remembered what you were talking about earlier with a priestess who's stuck in a room or something. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't entirely listening. Close enough? Look, if it worries you that much, then maybe I could help you. Help me? I can't promise a lot, but I can see what I can do to get you into the cathedral to talk to your girl. It's the least I can do for you after everything. You find yourself at a loss of words for a moment. That's really nice of you, Alice. Thanks. Seriously, quit looking at me like that. I told you it's not a big deal. I would really like the help. Before we do anything, though, let's just get one thing straight. This is the last time I ever do something for you. I don't benefit from this in the slightest, and if you get caught, then it's my head on the chopping block. I understand. Yeah, that works for me. Good, she replies. Then let's go talk to a priestess, I guess. She face palms. Just don't make me regret this. I promise you won't. Alright, come on. Okay, no theme music this time. I have to really focus. You and Alice carefully peer around the corner as you open the door into the cathedral. There are a couple of guards patrolling the area, and virtually no priestesses in sight. Jeez, this place is bigger than Ren's ship, Alice murmurs. Yeah, London's gonna be on the floor above us. There's a second floor! You're kidding! Keep it down! Yes, there's a second floor. There are spiral staircases on the northern and southern sides of the chapel. We'll want to try to go there and get upstairs. Alice frowns as she looks back toward the guards. All this for a conversation. You're lucky I'm so generous. Okay, what's the plan? You go ahead of me, she tells you. I'll bring up the rear and keep watch. You sure? I wouldn't suggest it if I wasn't. But I swear to Unity, if this gets me arrested again... Look, relax. We'll be fine. Just follow my lead. Okay. Okay, jeez, there's a lot of people in here. What? I thought there was just guards. Ugh. Feel free to walk at any point, jerk. Alright. Okay. Just need to get up one of those sets of stairs. Then we're in the clear. Maybe this one right here? All right. Okay. Let's try up here. I don't see anything up in this room. Okay, good. Whew. You arrive on the upper balcony and look down at the guards below. Ellis gawks at the architecture. Whoa. Feels illegal to stand up here. I mean, besides how illegal it is, this place is too fancy. You get used to it. Sure, play it cool, wise guy. She narrows her eyes at you. Okay, where to from here? We need to make it to the organ that's back toward the main entrance. Then we go left, up the stairs twice, and the door on the right. Okay, that's enough. I got the picture. Oh, right. I don't see as many guards up here, so how about you keep going to meet up with your lady friend, and I'll stay here to watch. Why'd you say it like that? You know why. She rolls her eyes. Now quit wasting time and go. Dad, okay, I'm going, alright? I'll be back soon. Lady friend? Alright, whatever. Hope there are any guards walking around up here. Alright, just in case there is, let's practice our gargoyle impression. Okay, that was pretty good. We're definitely gonna use that if there's a guard walking by. Okay. No. Just gotta head up. And then Jimmy to lock into London's room, I guess. Doors open? London. You step into London's room quietly and shut the door behind you. And the priestess is sitting in her room, looking out the window earnestly. You approach her and clear your throat.
High priestess in training, your savior is here.
You boast. She looks back at you in surprise. Rex? In the flesh? What are you doing here? She asks. I thought Vincent banned you from seeing me. He did, but he doesn't know that I'm here. You wink at her. I snuck in. All cool and stuff. She giggles at your playful statements. It's good to see you, Rex, she says. It's been quiet without you. Yeah, considering that Vincent was the only one who could talk to you, that makes sense. This time, she snorts and lets out a hearty laugh. She quiets herself down and places a ginger hand over her mouth. Sorry. You smile earnestly at her laughter. How are you holding up in here? Fine, she answers with a sigh. I'm alive, aren't I? That has to count for something. She gazes out the window. Although a life like this doesn't particularly feel like living. I'm a prisoner in this chapel, surrounded by snakes. She hangs her head. It's lonelier than I thought, she murmurs quietly. You furrow your brow in concern. Lonely? There's no one to keep me company. The guards and the prince are too busy working to protect me, and the priestesses don't like me, she continues. But now that you're here, maybe I can finally have an enriching conversation again, right? Yeah, that's why I came. Though I don't have a lot of time, Alice will kill me if I take too long. You glance back toward the entrance of her bedroom. Alice? She asks. Yeah, my friend with cool fire powers. I've mentioned her before, right? Suddenly her eyes light up. Oh, I should tell you what happened today. Something happened? Just more of the same with that Conrad guy. I managed to convince all the guards that the captains of the Aegean Vanguard don't have their best interests at heart, you tell her. But we shut him down easy peasy. The Admiral gave this big speech that unified everyone together again. She furrows her brow. This isn't the first time that Conrad has caused problems, is it? She asks. No, it's like the third or fourth at this point. He's super annoying, and he keeps butting into everyone's business. Although Lily and I are sure that there's someone behind everything. You mentioned that the other day, she nods. At the village. Someone's pulling the strings of all the problems in Arrowin right now. Yeah. We haven't figured out who, though. It's interesting that it pops up at the same time as my attempted assassination, she ponders. Is it all connected? If it is, I'm not sure how. You frown. Is it just to cause issues for the kingdom? Or is there more to it? I don't know, she hisses. That's annoying. You open your mouth to continue, but you notice her troubled expression almost immediately. You hesitate. She seems stressed about the situation at hand, and even more agitated at her lack of ability to intervene. You know, since I'm up here, I noticed that there were fewer guards in the chapel tonight. Oh? She questions mindlessly. That means they probably wouldn't notice if you happen to go missing for an hour or two. Her eyes widen, and she looks back at you. That caught her attention. Missing? What do you mean? I want to take you out with me, London, for a night on the town. Are you sure? Vincent would be livid if he found out. Nah, he doesn't have to find out. I'll protect you, you tell her. Besides, it won't be like going to that village in the middle of nowhere. We'll be back before you know it. Look, you've been locked up here with no company and no fresh air for a long time. Don't you deserve a break? You hold out a hand to her. What do you say? Her face flushes at your question, but she smiles and takes your hand. I think you read my mind, she hums at you. A shiver goes up your spine at the softness of her voice. All right then. Let's meet up with Else and sneak you out of here. I know a great spot in Astra Centrum we can visit. Sounds wonderful, London purrs. Lead the way. Follow me. Alright, we just need to not get busted on our way out. Not that way. Guard. Alright, we'll go this way. Hopefully Alice on 2 board, I don't mind. Oh, hopefully she didn't get caught. That would suck. Oh, I'm sure she's fine. Alice is smart. She's street smart. She's used to this sort of thing. Where is she hiding, I wonder? What little corner did she curl up into? Oh, that one! Boo! You and London sneak back over to Alice, who continues to watch the 2 staircases up to the 2nd floor. She notices London behind you and does a double take. It's that... She stammers. But I thought... London! Meet Alice. Alice, London. I thought you said you just wanted to talk to her, not smuggle her out! Alice whispers to you. She was really bored and lonely. What else was I supposed to do? We're already breaking the rules by being in here. If we don't get her back in time, we won't just get arrested. We'll end up under the jail. She snaps. Okay, they won't notice. I swear. It'll be a quick trip to a restaurant for some dinner, and back to her room. You tell Alice. And I'm supposed to third wheel and go along with it? She stares at you, unamused. Okay, well, third wheeling implies that this is a date, which it is not. Tomato potato. Look, just trust me on this, okay, Alice? The one day I decide to do something nice, you take advantage of it. Go figure. She smooths her hair back. Fine, I'll help you get in and out. Again. But this is seriously the last thing I ever do for you. Fine. London tilts her head at Alice and mutters to you. She's rather quick to anger, isn't she? You could say that. What was that? Nothing! Let's get back to the entrance. I have to be extra careful so the guards don't spot us. Right. I'll lead the way this time. You keep an eye on Miss Priestess and make sure she doesn't fall behind. Don't worry. This wouldn't be mine and Rex's first time sneaking around. I'm more covert than I look. I don't want to know. Come on. Right behind you. Okay. Alright, we gotta creep out. Alright. We're almost there. We're halfway there, at least. Well, halfway of halfway there, because once we sneak her out, we gotta sneak her back in later, and then sneak back out again. But once we sneak her out, that's officially halfway. So if you're halfway of the halfway, so in a way, it's still halfway. Okay, come on, the logic makes sense! Alright. Alright. My heart's racing. I don't feel like I was this nervous coming in here. Why am I more nervous going out? Okay. Now I just creep along the side until we're home clear. That throws a wrench in the plans, huh? Yeesh. So close. Just gotta get out. Nice. Whew. Sweet. Ah. Fresh air. That is wicked. Oh, look at that cliff face. Back into the city. I love this bridge. Oh, what a view. You, London, and Ellis cross the bridge from Lunar Isle to Astra Centrum in the dead of night. Crickets chirp all around you, and the sounds of the city have died down, although there is still some distant commotion echoing on the breeze. The ocean waves lap underneath you, and the stars illuminate the night sky. London gazes at the expanse of heavens above and sighs. Air is so much nicer out here than in the chapel. She exhales peacefully. Yeah, you could say that again. It's pretty stuffy in there. Alice nods. You ready for a night out on the town, London? I can't say I've had one of those in a while. You should know how to make a girl happy, don't you? How exactly are you gonna pay for this night on the town, Rex? Look, relax, Alice. I've been saving some of the allowance money you gave me for a moment like this. You motioned to yourself proudly. Good. Alice nods in agreement. Glad to see you're prepared for once in your life. But, hey! London laughs at your banter. Where will you be taking me, Rex? She asks. I heard you mention a restaurant. That's right. This nice place I went into with Ambrosia once. It's actually the day we met. It's owned by a guy named Merlin. Oh, I've heard of that place. I hear the food is wonderful. The atmosphere is even nicer. Gag! Ellis groans. I'll just pretend I'm not associated until we take the priestess home. You nod to her before turning back to London. Follow me. Just gotta head back.
It's a beautiful night, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, huh? What? Hey! Look out! No!
Who is that?
I don't know, just stay behind me, London! A mask?
Hey! What gives, huh? Not much of a talker, huh? That's fine. Actions speak louder than words! What?
Why isn't this working? Ah!
Wait, don't! You think you could just throw me aside like that? Bad move, pal. No one gets to underestimate me. Yeah, that's what I thought.
A number of guards gather around the burning building in an attempt to extinguish the fire. It arrived mere minutes after the stranger fled the scene. The Admiral is present with a couple of other guards. She dismisses them before approaching you, Alice, in London. Other gaze is particularly trained on Alice. Unbelievable! She throws her arms up in the air. You fight tooth and nail to deny the allegations that you burned down my house, only to burn a different house down! Hey! Alice glares at her. It was for a good reason this time, not a spite reason. Is everyone okay? No one got hurt, right? You're lucky that this home was abandoned. The Admiral scowls. There are no casualties or injuries. That's a relief. London puts a hand on her heart. I want you to explain to me why that building is on fire and why the High Priestess in training is with you. The Admiral affirms. You're lucky I don't arrest you on the spot for the clear violations you made back to back. Talk while I'm in a good mood. Alice was trying to protect us. You motion to you in London. I just wanted to take London to a restaurant to make her happy. She's been cooped up in the cathedral for so long that I thought she needed a break. But then some masked figure attacked us. You step toward the Admiral. I think it was the assassin hired to get rid of her. The Admiral's eyes widen. Is that so? None of our attacks were working, so Alice started to flare up. The building was an accident in the process. I see. The Admiral considers this testimony. That's quite an interesting narrative. I'll need to make a report on this. No need. A male's voice sounds. Prince Vincent walks onto the scene with his arms crossed and an enraged glint in his tired eyes. I'll make the report myself, Admiral. Please, tend to the fire for now. I'd like to speak with them myself. Oh, great. Of course, Prince Vincent. The Admiral bows to him before walking away and barking a couple of orders to the nearby guards. Vincent turns back to you and glares. You seriously can't help but make things worse, can you? Force of habit? You shrug your shoulders unconvincingly. Alice face palms. This isn't a joke, Rex. Yeah, I know. The one time I decide to step out of the cathedral, you sneak Miss Remington out of her room and almost get her killed! Again! Look, how was I supposed to know the assassin would be here? Because the active threat against London didn't magically go away! It will always be there! And now it will get even worse now that we've seen the assassin! Why can't you just leave this situation to me instead of making my job even harder? I'm not doing it on purpose! Even if you don't mean to, you keep... Vincent cuts himself off and takes deep breaths to try and calm down. He rubs his temples in irritation. Can you describe the assassin to me? Did you get a good look at them? He glanced at Alice in London. No. We didn't. They were wearing a black hood and a silver mask. Could they have been a Silverwing? No, Silverwing masks look different. This one was really creepy. You motion, Alice. We wouldn't be here if it weren't for Alice. When she flared up, her power must have scared off the assassin and forced them to run away. She's the real hero here. You don't say that with a straight face. Alice chastises you. However, Vincent is not convinced. He looks around the deserted area. You say the assassin attacked you three at once? They didn't try to take you down individually, or separate you? No, not really. They jumped down from that roof over there to fight us. Then I doubt they were scared off by your friend's attack, Vincent says. The reasoning doesn't follow their actions thus far. They were confident that they would complete their objective and take down London, even with the two of you here. He looks toward the burning home. Instead, I think the home catching fire was what scared them off. The fire brought the attention of the guards, which meant more witnesses than an assassin wanted. If that never happened, they could have taken us down. You shiver at the thought and look toward the roof where the figure first appeared. Alice grimaces as she clutches her arm in pain. You glance back at her. Are you okay, Alice? I'm fine, she scowls. You notice her hand tightening around some aggravated tissue on her arm. Your eyes widen. Did you burn yourself, Alice? Why does it matter? I didn't think you could burn yourself on your own fire. How did that happen? You didn't think I'm gonna show you all of my tricks? I've got more powerful magic under my sleeve. It just has its downsides when I decide to use it. She hisses at her wound. It's exactly why I don't do this sort of thing and play the hero. Well, if that's all you have to say for yourself, Vincent cuts in again. It's about time that I return Miss Remington to her home. But we haven't had any dinner yet. Dinner was never going to happen. You endangered her life. Again. I don't know why I keep indulging in your presence when you keep screwing it up. Your brow furrows. But nothing. You're done, Rex. I want you out of my investigation, and I want you back in your room, Miss Remington. Prince Vincent, no! I will not keep having you risk your life to hang out with him! Vincent motions to Rex. I will escort you back myself. And then you're staying there. Is that clear? London's jaw tightens. Crystal. Wait, London! You try to walk after them as Vincent leads London away. However, he draws his blade at you and narrows his eyes. Go back home, Rex. You've caused enough damage already. Stop while you're ahead. Without another word, he and London depart to leave you, Ellis, and the guards who put out the fires of the building nearby.